Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Get in there. Absolutely massive victory for Aston Villa in the Premier League. What an evening. What an evening. Justin, how are you?
I'm over the moon, mate. Absolutely over the moon. We were so pleased. We were so looking forward to this return to action after that break, and we all said that everybody's fit, everybody's firing. I think they've not only just gone away and had a bit of sun, but I've just got this vision of them all sitting around in a meeting in Dubai, going, right, lads, you're all fit. We're going back, and we're going to make history. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. I'm just trying to change the thumbnail because it says 2-0. It should say 3-0.
3-0.
But I feel like I'm just absolutely buzzing that we've won, guys. I'm not going to lie. So if you are new around here, make sure you are subscribing, get on the journey with us, comment your thoughts, hit the like button. Let's go for 1,000. I have changed the thumbnail, so it should say 3-0 in a bit. But
We're too excited.
Mate, I just feel like I'm so drained from that. Like, I mean, the big talking point to start with was that penalty. I mean,
Just don't. I can't.
I've never seen nothing like it. It's an absolute blatant stonewaller of a penalty, and he's not give it. And those things change games. Like if you're not getting those decisions going against you. I mean, this Ayari geezer, he's had 4 fouls and not had a yellow card. And then at the end of the game, he started to like dish out these cards. And I'm like, how have we got to this point? And it's just really frustrating. And, because we've got to talk about it because it can affect games and it just wasn't good enough. It was simply pathetic. And I mean, I've even got here like what they actually said about sort of
How have you got
about it. I've got what they actually said, and I just find it
That should be
like
interesting.
baffling. So they said that the referee's call of no penalty to Aston Villa following a challenge by Hinswood on Ramsey was checked and confirmed by VAR. This is the next part. With the contact deemed not to reach the threshold for a foul. What on earth does that mean?
Well, I don't understand what's your threshold? I mean, anywhere on the pitch, that's a foul. 100% the ref blows and he gives a foul. I mean, you can say that because we won the game, it'll be glossed over, and it's wrong because it's a wrong decision. It's pathetic. Even though we won the game 3-0, this should not be brushed under the carpet. That should be headline news that wasn't given because it was a disgraceful decision. Utterly. I mean, when it happened in real time, I thought, that looked a bit dodgy, but nobody really. And as soon as the first replay came on, I thought, wow, that's a pen, that is. And the commentary team both went, oh, crikey. Oh yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a pen. That is, it's got to be a pen. It's got to be a pen. It absolutely gobsmacked. It wasn't given.
I just, I was watching it, and I had during the game, before we scored, I had a real sinking feeling inside, a sickening feeling, and I just couldn't believe it. You look at this situation here, he's knocked it through his legs. He's gone to run round him. The ball's very close to Jacob Ramsey here. So it's not as if Ramsey's overhit it and it can go out for sort of like a goal kick. Ramsey's in control of this. And for this ref not to give this, I couldn't believe it. And then because I'd got this little sinking feeling like we all had, when Matoma handballed that, and I was just thinking, I was so confident that they were going to give it as opposed to not give it. I was just livid. I mean, I've got that one here as well. I've done a bit of prep here, guys, behind the scenes while the game is going on. But, like, how long's that took to decide that that's handball? It's absolutely ridiculous.
It
And
is a joke decision. I mean,
yeah,
we've done fantastic, haven't we? It's been a fantastic performance. Massive shout out to Boubacar Kamara ever since he's come back. The back four. He just shields the back four so well. We're just a different team defensively, aren't we? Pau Torres back now, comfortable on the ball. It's wonderful to watch. And we've put ourselves in such a good position to strike now in every competition.
yeah, this is a huge result for Villa. Guys, there's over 500 of you in here now, so make sure you're doing your bit. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment away, subscribe. If you want to comment, then just subscribe to the channel, help us out. But it's a huge win because it's a difficult place to go to. We've been speaking all week about how these games that we've got coming up are 6-pointers. All the games that we're playing are really against teams in and around us. We've gone above Brighton now, another clean sheet. We've rotated the defence. So I think that's absolutely huge. Again, it's all about getting the victories now. We're not here for swashbuckling performances. I just want us to win these games, and however they come, we've got to do it. So, yeah, I thought first half we were a little bit off it slightly in areas like, Rodgers only had 17 touches in the first half, and you'd like him to have more touches. But, I think the beauty of what we've been able to do today is that the bench has been able to come on and change the game. And that's what we're all about. Go to these tough places now, be difficult to beat, stay in the game changers on the bench. I thought Onana, when he came on, did exactly what I've wanted him to do. Come on, see out the game. But you can already see, I mentioned after the Preston game that just he's getting on the ball. He looks more comfortable. He's able to turn quicker now. So I thought Onana was really good when he come on. Rashford. I mean, this Rashford first goal, right? Guys, watch it back because I'm telling you all now, he means to hit that ball into the ground. He means to do that because he hits it into the ground and it's like a little knuckle bounce and it just adds deep over the kit. I'm telling you, he
If he
meant that.
does, that's some finish. That is
No,
some finish if he's
Justin,
meant to do that.
he did. I'm
Really?
telling you,
You're convinced?
I'm telling you, he meant it because it's technique. He's just got it. I'm telling
Fair
you.
play if he does. Yeah, okay. I'm not denying it. I think it's a good finish. I mean, it's just a wonderful goal. I mean, they overcommit, don't they? They like to press high. They like to put numbers on the ball. They like to overload each side, and I think they did on that occasion. And we just managed to break. What an absolutely wonderful ball as well
Yeah.
from Rodgers. He saw the run in his own half. He pinpoint accuracy over the top. Lovely first touch from Rashford. And I'm going to go, okay, look, we'll have it. He's meant that. He's hit it into the ground, over the keeper. Great finish. Massive kudos to Asensio. I mean, that finish from Asensio, just inside the left foot. The guy's he's just unreal. He's insane. He just calm as you like, waltzed onto it, buried it in the bottom corner. And the man that I am most happy for was Daniel Marlin with that beautiful goal at the end. Fair play to him. He's come to Villa. He hasn't had many minutes. He's been unlucky to not make the Champions League squad, but he looks happy as Larry, and that'll do him the world good. Yet another player on the bench. I think the camera panned to the bench in the first half, and I tried to get a picture of it. That bench is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the players on that bench 3, 4, 5 years ago, they'd have been in our all-time greatest team ever. Now they're sitting on the bloody bench. It's just ridiculous. They're just bouncing off each other, aren't they? That infectiousness. And these wins now, 6 wins on the trot, clean sheets coming in abundance, players that can affect the game coming off the bench, players that can play multiple positions, the confidence level rising, still in 3 competitions and we're heading into April. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Pinch me, will you? Pinch me.
It's very good, to be fair. You can't deny it. But I just think we really needed it. And like you say, I mean, Emery's been talking pre-game, talking about how he wants everyone now to live, breathe football. And that's
Yeah.
because he knows that's what it's got to take. It's got to take a monumental push now. Where the mentality of the squad's got to be that we've got to get the job done. There's no error now for not getting the results. And like you mentioned earlier, like this result will hopefully now keep galvanizing Villa. I've got to give a shout out to Villa Minimum, who's sent in a super chat. 6 wins, 1 goal conceded. Champions League finish is in our hands, and we've just got to like keep riding and rolling with this now. I mean, if you take a look at this now, this little section here of what's coming, what's been coming our way, and it's everything that we need. Wins, wins, wins. It needs to be green, and we just
Momentum.
need to, yeah,
Momentum.
because
That is the name. Momentum. All
I
you
think we
need at this
first,
time of the season.
yeah, I think we first saw it when we got into the Conference League of what that momentum run can do, and we've really we have to have it. We have to roll with it, and we have to start believing. And I think when we've got all these players now, you've got your first 11, you've got your bench, and they're coming on and impacting games and fighting just as much as the players that start the game. I think it's absolutely huge. So yeah, I'm
Well,
just
especially
I'm
with
just
what
buzzing.
you're buzzing, especially with what we've got to come. We've got a massive game on Saturday tea time now against Forest, and I really fancy us against Forest. I was at the City ground when they beat us in that last, scoring their 2 goals really late on in the game, and I don't fear Forest. I really don't. And people might say, oh, they are the team of the season, undeniably the team of the season. They have been incredible. Everybody's playing well. They're just bouncing along, and nobody's sort of causing me problems, but I'm telling you now, we will cause them massive problems on Saturday. They won't know what to hit them Saturday. They're running into a brick wall Saturday. That's that's happening to them, and our momentum is just going to continue pushing us on, and that will take us into potentially 7 wins in a row going into the PSG away game. Get a result there, then we've got Southampton. That momentum will just keep building. Then we're going to knock PSG out of the Champions League. It's just going to be absolutely incredible. Then it gets the FA Cup final. Anything else we can do in the next few weeks?
Yeah. So I mean, would you say that this was just a classic Emery away performance? Just dig in and fight and
I,
grow into it, and
I think it was just
our quality will show.
a classic away performance. I thought the first half was really interesting. 2 really good sides going at it. They are very well. They're a very good side, aren't they? They've got real quality players all over the pitch, and you cannot switch off. They move the ball so fluidly, and their movement is fantastic. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head to make sure that your runner, you don't lose your runner. They've got players all over the place that can hurt you. So you've got to be switched on. And I think our defensive mindset has been so all over the place all season. So to see it now where it is, with the likes of Kamara and, like you say, Nana, who's had a real struggle over the last couple of months with injury, but he looks like, I thought it was right to take Tielemans off for the first time in a long time tonight. I thought he looked a bit tired and he was a little bit, frustrated. A couple of things weren't coming off for him. But this is the beauty of the squad, isn't it? You can bring the likes of, we look for that different type of player in the summer when we lost Douglas Luiz. And tonight was exactly the reason why we looked for a player like Onana. When we was 1-0 up away from home in a really tricky place to go, you just stick that other shield on in front of the back four next to Kamara, who's just a wonderful player anyway. And it just gives you that extra bit of stability, doesn't it, in the middle of the park. I thought John McGinn was really good today, playing in multiple positions, did his usual, run around. I'm running out of superlatives for this team. We have scrapped our way into this position all season, and we haven't been at our best. We haven't been as good as we was last season. But just look at where we have positioned ourselves now for this running. We cannot be in any better position. We have competed at the very, very top end of Champions League football, and everybody wrote us off in the league. Now we are finding ourselves in the league with, what is it, 3 points away from 3 points away from fourth now. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible what we can achieve. We could conceivably get a top 5 finish, win the FA Cup, and get to, I don't know, semi-final of the Champions League. I'd take that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you look at the table, and we are, like you say, we're only 3 points off fourth, and the
But the
way a lot
glory,
of
Luke, is sorry to cut over. The glory of where we've positioned ourselves in the league isn't only where we are. It's the teams we've still got to play. We've got to play everybody around us, haven't we? We've got Forest to come. We can reel them in. Then we've got Newcastle to come at home. Man City, we've still got to play them. Bournemouth, and then the running isn't as daunting as it looks. Fulham, Bournemouth, Spurs, Man United. We can win all them games. So we're in a brilliant position. Brilliant position.
Yeah, and there's I think some teams look like they're starting to drop
Running out
off
of
a
steam.
bit that have
Yeah.
been in that picture, like Bournemouth. Look at their form: 4 losses and a draw.
They don't
against
possess our squad, do they?
No.
We have got
And I
this
think
depth now.
I do think the other thing is as well is that because we've been just okay in the league, we haven't really had our purple patch, I don't think. Whereas
No.
I look at some of the team, like I look at Bournemouth, and I think they've had their purple patch.
Yeah.
A little bit early on in the season when they were doing fantastic, like that purple patch has been there. So I think hopefully ours is still to come, and I think if it is still
Yeah. We're
to come,
just entering it.
then we end the season very, very well, which is what every Villa fan sort of has been saying and been wanting, really. So, yeah, it's just really good, and it's obviously sets up another massive game sort of at the weekend as well. But sort of going
Can't
back
wait for
to
that
the
one.
game,
Honestly, I can't wait
yeah.
for the Forest game. It's going to be absolutely outstanding.
I know. In the chat, then, I mean, there's only 900 of you in here now, so that's a lot of people.
We're in, everyone. Come on.
Make sure you're hitting that like button. We've got to get a decent amount of likes out you all for if you're watching and enjoying it, and subscribe if you're new. So get on this.
If you can't be happy, you can't be where we are now. Come on, everyone, up the bloody Villa.
Justin's buzzing. Right, everyone.
Right, I feel like I've had bloody 10 points.
I want your man of the match in the comment section now, then, and we'll try and gauge what everybody's saying.
Okay, let me have a think.
Right, I'm gonna say my man of the match is a player that probably I think gets man of the match basically every single week, and it's got to be the most in football universe, the most underrated central midfielder in the Premier League. And it's Boomcar Kamara. Because first half, I thought we was okay first half, not amazing, but I felt like Kamara was in there on his own, because I felt like he got isolated quite a lot and he was having to do a lot of heavy lifting on his own. But just second half and just he's our glue to our team. I can't tell you how good he is. He does simple things very, very well. He allows everybody else to flourish. He gets his head on everything, edge of the box. I love him, I do. And, there's reports coming out of French media today saying that Villa are going to give him a contract like Villa have never gave a player in their history, which he thoroughly deserves to have. So for me, it's Kamara. I thought he was class again. And without him, well, I don't want to imagine life without him, but yeah, he's class. Who would you say?
I'm going to go just sneaking it for me, Pau Torres. I thought he was absolutely brilliant tonight. I did. Considering he's just come back from injury, it's his first start back in the Premier League, up against a really good centre forward in João Pedro. I thought he marshalled the troops really well. His use of the ball was excellent. I thought he was really, really, really good. Honestly, I did. I thought he was outstanding. I don't know what his stats are. Have you got his stats there? His passing stats? And I don't think he gave the ball away.
Who's do you want?
Pau Torres.
Right, hold on then. Let me just get him. Pau. Do you know what else I liked about him? I really liked how he was a bit more aggressive, I thought. Did you think he was a bit aggressive?
I just thought he was really good. I mean, what was his SOFA score there?
He got 7.5. And
All
this is
right, there
true
you go.
then. So I thought he was more aggressive. He won 4 out of 6 ground duels, 1 out of 1 aerials, 89% passing accuracy, dribble success 1 out of 2. He had 3 interceptions, 2 tackles, 1 block shot, 9 clearances. So
Pretty much job done, yeah. Job done. So
that's a
what was he
very
the
good.
highest rated player? Anybody else
Uh,
match him? Oh,
no, Rogers got
Martinez.
8.
Rogers out, fair play. Yeah, I thought Rogers was decent as well. A little bit quiet first half, but he came into his own in the second half. And I think once he got a bit riled, I think they tried to rile him up, didn't they? And that plays into his hands because I thought he really started to get going then. But I mean, there were so many good performances tonight. And I think all the greens there you're looking at. I thought Matty Cash did really well. Really unlucky that effort he had in the first half, and he caught it an absolute treat. I thought that was in, but it wasn't. Emery absolutely winding the shit out of him in the second half, getting the standard yellow card. Absolutely fantastic. Luca Dean just continues to be outstanding at the back. I'm the most frustrated person at Aston Villa this season is Ian Martin, who comes in and he just can't get a look in just because how good Luca Dean is. All right, for a kid who's coming in as all right, he's decent experience, but he must be learning so much from Luca Dean. Defensively really good. Never loses his rag. Never, he's always composed on the ball. It was just a really, really outstanding away performance tonight, and they'll be, the manager will be over the moon, the players will be over the moon, and we cannot be entering this super important run in better condition than we are now.
What do you think's changed defensively with us then? Because I don't want to lie, guys. We've gone from a team that ships in goals every single game, a team that gifts team goals, a team that sort of has been at the detriment of our own defending at times, to a team now that's looking, and some of you are saying in the chat, Kamara, and I think it probably is, but
it is.
we just look.
When did he come back?
At the back?
When did Kamara come back after his injury? I can't remember.
I don't know.
It must be around the time we started to keep clean sheets again. I mean, that season there's no excuse me, there's no surprise that our basis of our back four, and we were much better defensively last season, was Luis and Kamara. Mm-hmm. They were brilliant, and Kamara was the glue that just knits everything together. The guy is arguably our most important player, and that's saying something when you look at the players we've got at our disposal. And I'm sorry, I think we should all get the buckets out on Saturday and have a whip round to sign bloody Marco Asensio, because if it's €12 million, surely we can whip that up, can't we, and get that sorted. I mean, we've got to get that guy.
Do you know what's key about him? I'll tell you what's key about him. The minute he comes on, right, I was watching him, because at that time when he came on, we were under a bit of pressure, weren't we? And he comes on and he starts drifting and looking for space, and he keeps wanting and asking for the ball. And he just his movement, just to move around the football pitch, he's just so intelligent that drags players out of position. And, even for his goal, I've got to big up Rodgers here, because we can all agree that Rodgers is absolutely amazing, but at times Rodgers can overhit passes. He can dwell on the ball a bit too much. But that little pick out for Asensio, was passed sort of like to perfection. And I thought it was great from him, and that finish from Asensio, like he doesn't miss in those situations. But again, like, why were we trying to chalk off that goal as well? We were looking at a foul from Watkins. We were looking at Watkins getting in the way of the goalkeeper. It just felt like today that they were just trying to nitpick at everything to try and this. And the other thing that was really annoying me at the time, because I was kind of feeling like, do not chalk this goal off for Watkins for that little bit of contact, because if that Ramsey contact wasn't in the threshold, then that Watkins little whatever happened and he went down, etc. I was just thinking, you can't rule that out. So they didn't. But
if there's one man you want on the end of that cross coming over, it's Asensio. I mean, I think basically every single ball that's come into the box and he's run onto it, he's buried, hasn't he, this season? I mean, he was really unlucky with that right-footed effort when it just sort of pinged to him and he hit it really quickly. But even that was on target, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's such an Asensio clean hit. He's got that little side foot clean, and I mean, you got to look at his I I mean, even Rashford, like we as a fan base, we've got to talk about their contributions because they came in on loan, both of them, and
Yeah.
I remember that some people in January were saying like about Monchi and he getting things not quite right, etc. But what an absolute masterstroke that was to bring those two players in because they have just came in and hit that ground running straight away. Quality when it matters, big moments, burying chances. Rashford running clean through, scores, no messing. Asensio, clean hit, impacting games off the bench, not sort of just moping around because they're not starting games. So, yeah, just big time players, and I guess that's what you get when you sign quality like what we have, and I hope that they're able to stay. But I've got the passing network from the game. I know a lot of you like looking at passing networks, and it sort of does back up what we were sort of saying about Kamara. And if you look at Kamara here, number 44, he's just the hub of everything. We've got
Yeah.
passes to him, Konsa into him. We've got Cash, we've got Rogers, we've got Rashford, we've got Tielemans, we've got McGinn. You look at Power as well. He's got a big network there as well.
Look at
So,
Powers there though. Look, he's got seven.
yeah,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That just shows you in that one graphic there how important that guy is to this team.
yeah,
7 strong passing networks.
yeah.
So that's
Look at the
three
one
quarters
to
of the team.
Look at the one to Tielemans as well. Pow 14 straight to Tielemans. That's that little slide
Yeah.
cutter pass that he does. Look, and then obviously Tielemans turns on
I love
transition,
an
and then
aesthetically pleasing hub. What you call it? What's that called?
passing
Passing network.
network.
I love an aesthetically pleasing passing network. I think that always shows that we play well.
Well, this is Brighton's. So what you can see is that Hertzley is all about overloads. So he wants sort of like an overload on the left hand side. So sort of like a 2v1, and then he'll want the same on the opposite side. So he's overloading each side with a lot of players. And then you've got number 26 in there on his own. And I do think we did find it a bit difficult with their press because they're so intense. They commit a lot of players forward, and it's difficult to play out. But our network looks a lot more balanced than what theirs does as well. So yeah, so huge win really. I kind of felt like we were going to win though. Going into it, I was a bit confident about us today. I just thought, listening to what Emery sort of been saying, he said this before the game. Everybody's focused now. It is 100% football. Our target is clear, and we have a lot of motivation for it. That's quite powerful. That's very demanding. It's very motivation. It's inspirational. Do you know what I mean? It's like you get a sense of, when we sort of saying that, we feel like we're going to go on and run and we've got to end the season strong. Like, he knows the importance of it as well. And I think, it's important that the message comes from Emery as well, isn't it?
I think this is where he comes into his own. I really do. Everything he has done up to this point in his whole time at Villa has led us to this point of the cusp of a glorious end to the season. And I just think we are peaking at exactly the right time. The players are looking absolutely sharp. They're looking focused. We've got players all over this squad that have not only had fantastic careers, but they've achieved at the highest level, from the goalkeeper World Cups, to multiple Champions League winners, European players, played in World Cups, scored at European Championship semi-finals. So we have got just everything is at our disposal now. They have got everything they need to achieve, and we've just got to keep the momentum going now. And I just feel something special when Barnes is happening. But I always say
Like,
that, don't I? You
Well,
say
you
that 5
do.
years ever since I said that we got promoted to the Premier League.
Well, you have said we are winning the FA Cup, which I do
Yep,
believe we can do. Like I do believe that we can
we
do that.
will do. We
Um,
will do.
Obviously, Premier League, it's been it's been up and down a bit, hasn't it? So it's hard to sort of go. Do you know what we're getting? But if we're
Look,
only 3 points
listen,
off Man City now,
listen.
and do you know what?
Start.
What I will say, we've done it before. We've been at we're not trying to achieve something now that we haven't already
No.
done, and I think that's important as well. So when you're hearing about, say, like, I was listening before the game, like, Brighton, they want to get maybe they can get Champions League, whereas Villa, we've done it, so it's not as difficult in itself because we've already been able to achieve it. That's my view on that
I agree.
aspect.
I mean, as I say, the last 2 seasons I've called our the league finish. In our season preview, I said fifth in the league. I said we're going to win the FA Cup, and I said we'll get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That's what I said at the start of the season.
Well, you have got it right. Is it 3 in a row you've got, or 2 in a row seasons?
2 in a row, 2 spot on in a row. I said fifth this year, and I said win the FA Cup, and I said Champions League quarterfinals. I might have to readjust the Champions League. I think we could get to the semi-finals, but I'm pretty happy with the other 2 so far.
Yeah, brilliant. And we've got a tough game at home, but
Yes, it is happening. Look, everybody's saying it. It's happening, Luke. It's starting to be infectious. It's happening. Believe, preach,
ev-
preach.
everybody is agreeing with you, Justin.
I've had
This
too
one, I
much
like this one.
Lucasade, I think. I've had a whole bottle of Lucasade.
Get Asensio on opponent ASAP.
Yeah, I think somebody said if we all whack in 12 quid each, a million of us, we can get him.
Yeah, right. Absolutely love it. And I think Forest, I think we can beat them. I really do. I think they don't have much of the ball, do they?
I don't fear me. We're going to have most of the ball, and I think
Yeah,
they're hitting people on the break, and they are, they're a good side. I don't deny that, but Brighton are a good side, and we beat them. Brentford are a good side. We beat them. We're on it, mate. We are on it. Bring it on.
yes, we
And
are
just
going
a
to
quick
do
one
it.
before you go. I've just been edited. Sorry, Luke, for having a bit of a plug. My Brian Little episode's out next week, and it is brilliant, honestly. I'm not just saying that. It is brilliant. It's so good. I've been on it for about 4 hours today, so just get over and subscribe and have a watch fix. It's really good. Sorry,
I'll have
Luke.
another. I'll say something else. This never happened to me before, right? And when I first saw it, I thought, mate, I don't know how I feel about this. Right, PSG fan called.
I saw this. Yeah,
it's PSG INT. I think their YouTube channel name is. So everybody after this, go and check it out. Right. So on my other channel, The Villains, I've done an episode where I break down a bit about PSG, etc. And this PSG dude he's reacted to what's he called?
a few people, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he worded
over
it
the
like
top Villa fans or something.
Yeah, something like that. So he's reacting to over the top Villa fans, right? And I thought, oh no, and I'm on it, right? And he's absolutely loved it. He loved me. He loved me on it. Saying how I got.
But do you know what? Do you know why you
loved?
Look, do you know why you loved it? Because you do your research, you look into stuff, and you've got a real brilliant understanding of tactical things. So I think it's only right, really. It's only right.
Yeah. So he did like my reaction, to be honest, guys, and yeah, he was quite good, to be fair. So go and check it out, and he's reacting to stuff. So go and have a look at it. Right, so we're going to go. We'll be back tomorrow with a match preview for Forest. We'll have opposition preview as well. And then we'll have normal fan cams that will be at the usual spot after the game on Saturday as well. So big up to everyone that's been watching live. We've had over 900 in here. So on your way out, just make sure you sort of just sort of like you know, like shut the door behind you. You've got to just drop the little like button, and just subscribe to the channel if you're new. So thank you everyone for watching. Up the Villa, big win, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
Up the Villa.